Dak Prescott was a complete disaster in the Dallas Cowboys blowout loss against the Lions this past Sunday. And for a quarterback who's paid the most in the NFL, you'd think he'd be able to lead this Cowboys offense to more points than just 9 on offense. So let's take a look at the film and see what exactly happened and give Dak Prescott a grade. If you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Matthew King, and this is my series of quarterback film reviews that I do every single week. Comment a quarterback that I should do next. I'll do around 2 or 3 throughout the week, and also let me know who I should review in the future. But before we get started, this is just a friendly reminder that this channel is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is a ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. They rank on a 0 to 10 score on each ticket to know if you're getting a good or a bad deal. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, my viewers get $20 off their first purchase with my code YAPMATT. That's YAPMATT. It's also down here. And click the link in the description to download the app. And remember to use code YAPMATT. All right, let's take a look at Dak's film. Dak Prescott's first interception of this game absolutely killed the entire momentum for the Dallas Cowboys. You are down 7-3. Dak had an absolutely great drive leading up to the red zone, and then you throw a pick and kill all the momentum that you might have. And I actually love the concept here from Mike McCarthy. He's going to send CeeDee Lamb on a post corner. He's going to send number 1 out to the flat here so we can bring down this safety. And then he's going to send 83 into the middle of the field and hopefully get all these guys banged up together so it leaves CeeDee Lamb wide open. And it works to perfection. I mean, if you watch the play, you can see exactly what's happening here. CeeDee Lamb is coming across. This is going to be a touchdown. He's coming across. This guy has this guy's coming down. And CeeDee, if you throw it out here, it's an automatic touchdown. And instead, it's intercepted. Now, granted, this is a great play from the DB. He's coming down, but he reads it's coming back, and he makes a good play. But I want you to watch CeeDee. He has to come back for the ball. Why should he have to come back for this ball? This ball should be in this area where nobody is at, and it's underthrown and intercepted. And the play worked to absolute perfection, and now all the momentum's gone. Because you're going against one of the best teams in the NFC. You need to take a lead here. You're down 7-3. You have a chance. You drove really well. And you can kind of see here in Dak's feet, they're not pointed correctly. And I said this in the last video about Geno. The feet, it's an underthrow. Either you overthrow or underthrow when your feet are not set correctly because you're basically using all arm at this point. His feet are going here, and they need to be more here. And they're not. And he underthrows it, and it's picked. And everybody's going to say, well, it's just a good play by the DB. And that is true. But if Dak just throws it out here instead of making CeeDee come down, it's an automatic touchdown. Just an absolute drive killer and an absolute game changer for the Detroit Lions. Now the Cowboys are down 10-3. You need to go and score on this drive. You cannot let this game get out of hand quickly. Now for Dak, the throw was actually pretty good. I'll let it play through. The throw was good, and it probably should have been caught by Ferguson because the ball placement was phenomenal. But here's my problem, and everybody's going to say, well, he needs to catch that ball. Here's my issue. You are a $200 million quarterback, whatever it is, $260 million quarterback. You are rolling to your right. You throw this ball immediately to your best player, let him go make a play. Instead, you hesitate, and even if he gets tackled here, that's the worst case scenario. Here is the worst case scenario for Dak because he is throwing across the field. The number one thing you never do as a quarterback, and you were taught this as a rookie, is you never throw across your body across the field, especially with someone in your face. It's almost an impossible throw. Now, it was a great throw. Don't get me wrong. He should have caught it, but how easy could that throw have been intercepted and the game's out of reach now? That's the little stuff that can change the outcome of a game. I understand that, maybe I'm being nitpicky here just because it turned out to be an incomplete pass and a really good throw from Dak. But just throw this ball to CeeDee right now. Throw it on his outside and maybe he picks up a couple yards. Instead, you're trying to make an impossible throw. More than likely, if you're watching this video, you're probably a Dallas Cowboys fan. And I understand you probably want Mike McCarthy fired. I wouldn't hate Dallas for doing it. But when you have a $260 million quarterback or $60 million a year, whatever it is, you have to execute these plays on 3rd and 5. This changes the momentum of games. Cowboys were still in this game. And it's pretty simple what they're trying to do here, and it becomes open. Number one is just going to run a go route. This is going to clog up this part of the field. And then what's going to happen is 83 is going to come across the field, and he's going to come open. So we have a go route here. This guy's going to come open, and CeeDee Lamb is going to run on the inside as well, but he's basically just trying to block this guy to open up number 83. It causes a lot of confusion for these DBs. And you can see it works to perfection. Like, look at 83. Wide open. Wide open. This guy's taken. This guy's taken. This guy has no idea what he's doing. Dak is looking directly at him. Throw the ball, Dak. He doesn't until too late. It's too late at that point. And it's almost picked off. It should have been picked off on 3rd and 5. That should be picked. If I stopped it right here, you'd be like, yeah, that's an interception. And it's luckily dropped. But like I said, it is these small things like this, like he is running wide open. You have been the quarterback for Dallas long enough and been in Mike McCarthy's system long enough to make this throw. Throw it now. Oh my goodness, throw the ball right now. You are looking. Instead, he taps the ball, which I don't mind quarterbacks doing that to get into a rhythm. You tap it twice. That's just a timing problem, man. Like, at this point, you have to make that play on the 3rd and 5 when you're down 10-3. And I know for you guys watching this who watched the game, you're going to say the offensive line was really bad. It's not all Dak's fault. And I completely agree with you. Like, I'll show you an example right here. Number 40 needs to pick up this stunt. Basically, what's going to happen is 44 is going to go this way, and then 54 is just going to come around. So theoretically, 40 should be picking up 54, and it should be an easy pickup. Instead, he's confused, and he tries to pick up 44 and doesn't see 54 coming around. So here, he should have went off and blocked him, or at least got a chip on him. He completely just acts like he wasn't even there, and Dak is sacked. Like, those are the things that need to be fixed also with Dallas. One of their strong points is supposed to be their offensive line, but them losing people in free agency and then not getting anybody else, this is coming back to haunt them here, especially on the offensive line. It's not working in the run game. It's not working in the pass game. And I completely blame the offensive line for this and anybody who's trying to block, because they could not keep up with any of the Lions defense. So you guys in the comments who are going, oh, it wasn't just Dak. I'm not saying it was just Dak, but when you're getting paid that much, you're obviously going to get criticized. So number one is just going to run a simple go route here. It's open. Dak reads it. It's as simple as that. Dak has some pressure in his face. We'll get to that in the other angle. This guy's going to run open. The safety is coming this way. Dak reads it perfectly and makes a really, really, really nice throw here, and it's dropped. I know from that angle, it looks like it was a nice play by the DB, but it goes right through number one's hands, and I'll show you from this angle. It's a really good throw for the pressure in Dak's face. Obviously, if he didn't have this pressure, he probably throws it more out in front of him, but number one still has to make this catch because that is a perfect throw. You're telling me that that's a DB making that play? I mean, it's a little bit maybe of DPI, not good enough to call, in my opinion. Goes right through his hands. I mean, it's a good throw. You have to make those plays if you want to win games for Dallas. Like, your quarterback made some mistakes, but he finally makes a good one for you. Missing Brandon Cooks is a huge loss for this Dallas Cowboys offense, having no run game, not having a guy to go with CeeDee Lamb, and that should be figured out by the GM. Once again, I'll probably come back to Jerry Jones being blamed for the Cowboys' problems as well, not just the head coach and the quarterback. At this point, we're in the third quarter. It's 37-9. You just want to make a play. You just want to score. You just want to get some kind of momentum offensively. And Dak, once again, man, you have to make this read. He is staring down on this left side. He's going there the entire time. It does not matter. And yes, he gets it complete, right? First down, fumble. Turns out to be a bad play. I don't blame that part on Dak, obviously. But I want you to watch in the middle of the field here. because this should be a touchdown. It should be, or at least a big play. You need to stop staring and look over the middle. You need to see pre-snap here. Pre-snap. You're looking at the safeties, right? You're seeing what they're going to do. And this too high safety look, that's what the NFL is running nowadays. So you're looking at this safety and seeing what he's doing. You see that safety staying in the middle of the field. And you know that this receiver is running a go vertically across the middle. Instead of looking at this safety first and maybe coming back, I understand maybe it's a timing play, but you have to read that that safety stayed because this is a touchdown. You could even throw this over the top to CD. Like, you're down 37-9, man. And, like, this isn't his fault. It's a good gain. They could have scored a touchdown here. You can't fumble there. But once again, man, it's just like the small things. Like, look at the safety. Stop staring down your receivers. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking again, but to me, man, that's a touchdown. He even has his hand up. I mean, my goodness. You are down 40-9 in the fourth quarter. Dak should not be in this game. This is where I blame Mike McCarthy. With the way your offensive line has been playing, get him out of the game. You are not coming back from 40-9. You paid him way too much money, and that's just my personal opinion. But Dak, once again, it's lackadaisical stuff. Like, you're just throwing a simple slant to CeeDee Lamb. You've done this a million times. You have a clean pocket, throws it behind him, and should CeeDee make that play because he's highly paid? Yes, I get it. But at the same time, you were being paid so much money. You should never, ever only score 9 points. Ever. I don't care. If you are paid $200+ million, you should not be putting up just 9 points. And it's just behind him. Like, throw it out in front of him. It's probably a big play. Here's the last clip from Dak in this entire game. He throws a pick here. And I want to highlight the offensive line because, again, they could not stop anything. 54 is just going to run a stunt. Just going to come around right here and get in Dak Prescott's face. I don't entirely blame Dak here. But at the same time, this guy is wide open, and you throw it too late. That's how I kind of see this. It is a good decision, but once again, he airmails it. Like, and this is I get it. You're down 40-9. Who cares, right? But when you're getting paid that much money, like, that's the difference here. When you're getting paid that much money, you should not be airmailing throws when you're down 40-9. Like, you should be making plays and making this competitive. I understand, and I want to highlight this. I understand this loss is not completely on Dak, and I don't think it is either. I thought he was good at some points. The offensive line was really bad. But at the same time, when you are a quarterback who is highly paid, talked about in top 10 discussions, talked about, wants to be talked about in those tiers of Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. Like, the simple stuff, those guys at the top don't miss, and they don't lose 40-9. I couldn't tell you the last time one of those quarterbacks lost this bad and played this bad. At least you want to see an offense put up a fight if you have a $260 million quarterback. But that's Dallas. I don't know what they need to do. I think they just need better play from the offensive line. They're not going to fire Mike McCarthy. But Dallas is in real trouble. Just looking at the offense and watching the film in general, they can't run the ball. They don't have a complementary weapon to CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be a real problem for the Cowboys. And I could see them not making the playoffs this year. And if you can't make the playoffs with one of the highest paid receivers in the NFL and the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, you don't have much money to spend anywhere else in free agency next year. So I think they reset. Personally, I think maybe they should trade Micah Parsons. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but that's how I feel about this team. Thank you guys for watching this film review on Dak Prescott. We're going to do another quarterback, I believe Caleb Williams, tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe and like button and leave a comment below again for which quarterback you'd like to see this week. And maybe even next week I can tap in. If there's a quarterback that you feel is not being respected enough, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.